everyone. Thank you. It's good to be in Kansas City. I'm from Topeka, so it's good to be in Kansas City. Yeah, a while ago, my friends and I all got together and we said, hey, how about we try to build a comedy scene in the hometown of the Westboro Baptist Church? That won't be mostly soul-crushing. I hated high school, which I know is a hot take. High school's an awkward time for everybody, and it's ironic because I probably peaked in high school based on how I'm doing right now. But I know high school's weird for everyone. You feel awkward, you're just now getting into dating. Your mom drinks so much every night that even fucking cat's afraid of her. You know, high school stuff. But I hated high school for an entirely different reason. And I don't know how much you know about schools in Topeka, but the main reason I hated high school was because the name of my school was Seaman. That is a fact. I'll say it again. It is child abuse in more ways than you know. The name of my school was, and still is, Seaman. And I could go into why it's called Seaman, but that involves racism. And I'm not good at that kind of comedy yet. So for now, we'll just stick with Seaman. Of course, it sucked when I was there, but this is the Seaman chunk of my act, if you haven't figured that out. It sucked while I was there, but I didn't realize how far into adulthood the name of my school would follow me. Like every job application I have ever filled out has had semen on it. Well, that's just because I like to go the extra mile. Dating was fun. I married a girl from screwed it up, there we go. Try not to touch the cord. I married a woman from another school, and I tried to avoid it as long as I could, but eventually I had to tell her where I received my education. And then I followed it up with, but it was nice knowing you. But she stuck around, thankfully. My diploma is going to be a handful of cum jokes, but I'll move on eventually, I promise. Full discretion, I have OCD, and I sat down and wrote 10 full minutes of semen jokes one day. I'm not going to do them all for you, but I do have some more. Like my diploma. It's not that I ever show it to anybody, but I didn't finish college. This is the only diploma I'm ever going to get. The biggest word on it in bright blue letters is actually anal. I think that was a typo. It might as well have been anal. That's just as ridiculous. Like, hey, where'd you go to college? Foot Job University? Oh, FJU? I just wrote that one yesterday, if you couldn't tell. They didn't even bother teaching us sex ed, which is fine, what's the point? But they could have replaced it with something that we could have used, like how not to be an addict 101. Guess that's more Topeka humor.
Yeah.
This is the last cum joke. It's not about high school. This one involves war, so you can relax. I saw a fun fact on the internet that said back in World War I, British soldiers would use semen as invisible ink. That way they could pass messages to each other and it would smell like bleach, I guess. But it didn't work out very well. They had to stop doing it pretty quick. Because as it turned out, no one could figure out how to open the letters. You gotta let them dry before you fold them up. That's my favorite of all the cum jokes. So speaking of semen, and how's this for a transition? I'm married. Not a great one, apparently. My wife said the funniest thing the other day. I was making breakfast because I'm unemployed. Yeah. And all of a sudden she came running down the hallway. But as soon as she saw me, she stopped. And she said, "Hey, when I turn 18, will you let me go?" You know how women just say things sometimes for no reason? All right, that one is a joke. That didn't happen. I promise. I always have to make sure that everyone knows that didn't happen. She is of legal marrying age. She's actually a little older than I am. And she just had her birthday, so I'm 34, which means she's 73. That's exciting. It works out for both of us, really, because she likes younger men, and I really like that feeling when every time feels like it might be the last time. Really should give it your all, you know? So this is a fun job. It's weird sometimes, but it's mostly fun. I've had some jobs that were just weird. Like I did payday loans for 2 years, which is 2 years too long. Whenever anyone would ask me how my day was going, I always said that I was living the dream, because I'm clever, and because apparently my idea of paradise is loaning hundreds of dollars at a time while I'm standing in a steel box to meth heads and welfare. I didn't mean to, sorry. Standing in a steel box and loaning hundreds of dollars at a time to meth heads and heroin addicts who somehow already make more money than I do. There we go. One day I had a woman, she came, as soon as she got to the 2-inch bulletproof glass that was between her and I, she looked at me and she said, "Damn, Austin, you gaining weight. Have you been eating good?" Because she's a people person. And I said, "Yeah, Christine, thank you for noticing that so fucking loudly. And you know, while we're trading compliments, might I say that you look like you have been losing teeth." "Have you been eating good? Son of a bitch." I didn't actually say that, but she said I gained weight, and I just kind of went, "Yeah." I guess I have to tell you that. But when I was working that job, that's when I realized that John Mellencamp was right in that one song. You know how the song goes. It's, "Oh yeah, life goes on, long after the will to keep living is gone." That was right. That's what I hear, at least. I'm no John Cougar, but I did write a little song about that job, if you'd like to hear it. Okay, thank you. Well, I was in a band when I was younger, but it's been a while, so bear with me. Well, I hate this fucking job, and I wish you all were dead. It's not the longest song you'll ever hear. It's from the heart, you know? I feel like you don't see that enough in music nowadays. Thank you. I'll get out of here on this. Whenever anyone that clearly isn't a rock star says they're going to party like a rock star, it annoys me. And I make a little wish that the rock star they're referring to is Kurt Cobain. Too soon. It was. I agree. I'm sorry. I was 6, but whatever. Not everybody likes that one, and I understand. It is kind of dark. So if you were offended, I apologize, and please allow me to extend an olive branch by saying that I would settle for Michael Jackson. Yeah, I don't care how you do it, just one way or another. Fucking beat it, right? Speaking of beating it, that's my time. Thank you very much. My name is Austin Martin.